Hey bees, I'm Marie from Humblebee and Me, and today we are making some vanilla cocoa body lotion. This stuff, it smells awesome. It started as a recipe request from Zill a couple years ago. She wanted a lotion that smelled like a cupcake, and that got me to thinking about that line of body products that Jessica Simpson came out with like 15 years ago. I never had any, but one night when I was babysitting, the family that I was babysitting for had like this tub of like cupcake body butter sitting on the coffee table, and this is embarrassing, but I probably spent like an hour trying to figure out if I'd regret eating it or not because it smelled so good. So, with those two brain bugs, cupcakes, want to eat it, I set out to create this lotion. The base of this lotion is a beautiful blend of virgin coconut oil, which smells like pina coladas, and cocoa butter, which smells like chocolate. And so we blend those together, and that smells delicious. And then we're gonna make it even more delicious by adding some vanilla and benzoin essential oils for a very I want to put this on my bagel in the morning kind of sensory experience. Not recommended, by the way. It will ruin the lotion for you, but it's awesome for your skin, if not your bagels. So come on, let's get started. To start off with, we'll put our oils into this heat-resistant glass measuring cup. So in here I have 7 grams of virgin coconut oil, and make sure you use the stuff that smells awesome and like pina coladas. In here I have 9 grams of cocoa butter, and make sure you're using the awesome super chocolatey smelling cocoa butter. In here I have 7 grams of emulsifying wax. And so this is emulsifying wax NF, but you could also use BTMS 50, Retamulse, or Polawax instead. And in here I have 2 grams of cetyl alcohol. And so you'll notice that this is a little bit different from the original recipe on my blog, which uses 9 grams of coconut oil and contains no cetyl alcohol. So I'm including the cetyl alcohol to make a thicker, silkier lotion. It's totally optional, and if you don't want to use it, just use 9 grams of coconut oil instead. And we'll also add a couple drops of vitamin E. For our water part, in here I have a small beaker that contains 85 grams of just boiled water. And we're going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of silk peptides, and you could use silk powder or silk amino acid instead if that is what you have. And 2 grams of vegetable glycerin. And we're going to cover this with some foil. And so to heat everything up, we have a saucepan here that has about 1 inch of water or 3 centimeters. And so we'll put this in here, and you'll notice that there's a little lid down there, and I'm using that because the bottom of these beakers is not quite as thick as the bottom of these measuring cups, and I want to insulate it from the bottom of the saucepan. So I'm going to go put this over the stovetop over medium heat for about half an hour to heat and hold everything. So after about half an hour, we are done with the stovetop, so we can remove our containers from our water bath and then set the water bath aside. You want to grab your immersion blender, and we're going to give this a few quick bursts. You want to make sure they're quite short and quite quick, otherwise this still very, very liquidy lotion will leap out of your measuring cup. All right, I'm going to leave that to cool for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, this is a little bit cooler, and it is starting to thicken up faster than a lot of other lotions that I make do because of that addition of the cetyl alcohol, which is great because we added that to make it thicker and creamier, and looks like we are well on track to have that happen. So I'm going to give it a few more bursts here and keep on blending. You can see that has really thickened up in just a short amount of time there with that blending. Nice. So I can still feel that this is really quite warm, so I'm going to leave it to cool for another 10 minutes. And while I do that, I'm going to go pop my benzoin essential oil into a hot water bath. I don't have a lot left in it, and it's really, really, really viscous. So if I don't pop this into a hot water bath, you're going to be watching me try to pour it for about 5 minutes. So be back in about 10. So it's been another 10 minutes, and you can see that this is absolutely beautiful and thick and wonderful and whippy. And I'm pretty excited about that consistency. So now we can add our essential oils and our preservative. So for essential oils, we are continuing down the delicious sort of cocoa vanilla route. So we've got some vanilla tenfold essential oil, which I rarely use because it's water soluble and not that potent, but it is really nice here. And some benzoin, fresh out of our hot water bath. It is much less viscous than it was before. So we're gonna go for about 2 blobs of benzoin and 4 drops of vanilla. And now for our preservative. So in here I have 1/2 gram of liquid germall plus. Now all that's left to do is transfer this to our container. So this is a 1/2 cup or 120 milliliter mason jar. And there you go. You just made some vanilla cocoa body lotion. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and check the description box below for the full written recipe with amounts in both metric and imperial, and links to this recipe on my blog, where you'll find more information about emulsifying wax, preservatives, and all of the ingredients and equipment I used. See you next time!